Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Topping our news tonight, we are learning more about a deadly crash at the DeSoto Speedway in Bradenton. Dave Steele died Saturday night after his sprint car crashed moments into a race. ABC 7's Erica Jackson joins us with more on what local racers are saying about that accident. Erica?
Adam, Dave Steele died in the opening lap of last night's race while trying to get his 100th win in Florida. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office says the left front wheel of Steele's car made contact with the wheel of another car during the first lap. Deputies say his car spun 180 degrees before hitting the wall. He was treated by paramedics but was pronounced dead at the scene. DeSoto Speedway has a track that measures 3/8 of a mile. Local racers tell us that fatal crashes are rare, but there are safety risks when driving around these smaller stadiums with speeds well above 100 miles per hour.
When you're doing that in that short amount of space and there's a corner and a wall right there and they're doing it over and over and over again, if you hit a wall or you hit another car or something like that, really it's all relative. It'd be no different than hitting a tree, at 40 miles an hour in your street car.
Safety is number one. And we've seen safety measures come a long way since even the passing of Dale Earnhardt Sr.
In a statement released on its Facebook page, the DeSoto Speedway said thoughts and prayers go out to his family and friends who were all in attendance to see him try and win his 100th Florida race. Tonight at 11, we'll hear more from those two drivers about the impact Steele had on the racing community. Adam, back to you.
All right, Erica, thank you very much. Now to a developing story out of Ohio. Police are still searching for suspects in a massive shooting inside a Cincinnati nightclub. The suspects killing one man while at least 15 more were injured. ABC's Janae Norman is in Cincinnati with more on this investigation.
Gunfire erupted shortly after 1 a.m.
Multiple people shot. Repeating medic 10 respond, Cameo nightclub.
Police say a fight inside the nightclub set off a shooting rampage.
Several local men got into some type of a dispute inside the bar, and it escalated into shots being fired.
With bullets flying, hundreds of people inside the club scrambled for safety.
People was running, trampling, stepping over us, everything. I kind of scarred my arms and my knees up, falling on the ground.
Those bullets hit 16 people. 4 police officers patrolling the parking lot rushed to help, but couldn't save the life of one victim, 27-year-old O'Brien Spikes. Police say a few men were able to bring guns into the club despite security measures, including guards using wand metal detectors to check clubgoers as they entered. There were 2 shootings outside the same club back in 2015.
We have had incidents here in the past, but this is the worst by far.
Cincinnati's mayor says there is no evidence that this shooting was tied to terrorism, but adds
they've been terrorized by gun violence, innocent victims.
And tonight this community is still reeling as more than a dozen victims are recovering and the suspected gunmen are still on the loose. Janae Norman, ABC News, Cincinnati.
And at least 5 of those injured remain hospitalized, 2 of them in critical condition. The victim of the shooting has been identified as 27-year-old Brian Spikes. And back here on the Sun Coast, a warning for boaters. Be advised that a channel marker has been removed. Marine Patrol officers removing channel marker 5 from the intercoastal waterway just north of Siesta Bridge earlier today, saying it had become hazardous after an unidentifiable subject struck it. Officers plan to have that marker replaced as soon as possible. Certainly a nice day to go out boating. However, let's head over to Wendy Ross for a first check on that weather. Wendy?
I hope my dad is paying attention. He's our boater in our family, so I hope you're paying attention, Dad. At any rate, 76 degrees for us right now. We've seen a few more clouds moving on in throughout the afternoon hours, and so we are looking at partly cloudy skies still. No rain in our forecast. Dew point, humidity levels are moderate. Those winds coming in out of the southwest at around 9 miles per hour, and temperatures around our area right now in the 70s, closest to the water, and then you see a big jump once you move a little bit farther inland. And right now we've just got a cold front that's moving down across the state of Texas. We could see some rough weather here in this part of the country. We're just getting some spotty showers along parts of central Florida, but what we are watching is a system that is developing out in the Atlantic. This is Invest number 90, and so Invest 90 is happily moving away from the state of Florida, but it is definitely something that is catching our attention right now. There are gale force winds with this system. We'll talk a little bit more about it in our main weather in just a few minutes. Adam?
Thank you very much, Wendy. Troopers are on the lookout for a driver involved in a hit-and-run crash that left one Sarasota man with life-altering injuries. The Florida Highway Patrol was called to Stickney Point Road and Midnight Pass in Sarasota on Monday, March 20th, where a pedestrian had been riding his bicycle eastbound over the Stickney Point Road bridge. That's when, for unknown reasons, a dark-colored pickup truck allegedly drove up on the sidewalk and hit that cyclist.
What happens is so many people are in awe, they're in shock when they see something like this, that they're not gathering evidence. And I certainly understand that. But if anyone did see something, even if they think it's not that important, please give us that information so we can go through with it. The littlest lynch can help us solve the biggest of cases.
And anyone with information on this incident is asked to contact the Florida Highway Patrol at the number listed on your screen, not listed on your screen right now. That number is star 347. Pardon me. A young Northport woman has been arrested today after months of investigating by the Florida Highway Patrol. On October 8th, a serious accident occurring on US 41 and Easy Street in Charlotte County involving 3 vehicles. 7 people were injured and 1 was killed. 19-year-old Northport woman Ashlyn Eaton was pronounced dead after being taken to a nearby hospital. 18-year-old Kelsey Lanier was approaching the intersection northbound when she failed to stop and hit the back of another vehicle. The 3 passengers in her car were not wearing seatbelts, and after an investigation, detectives found that Lanier had been driving while impaired. She has been charged with DUI manslaughter after testing positive for Xanax, a derivative of cocaine, and other drugs. She was also charged with 3 counts of DUI serious bodily injury, injury to another, and property damage. The community of Newtown in the spotlight today with a film about the area's unique history. Newtown Alive explores the courage, dignity, and determination in a rapidly changing neighborhood. The director of the Newtown Conservation Historic District says the project was about creating a combination of recorded history and putting it in one place for people to learn from.
The city wanted a comprehensive document about the 100-year history of Newtown, backed up with primary and secondary source documents. So I was hired to do that. This history needs to be preserved, and progress must continue to build Newtown's infrastructure and improve it in every way possible.
Oldham says the documentary was a way for the city to start a conversation in the community about preserving Newtown's history. The race is on to raise funds. The Sarasota Kennel Club hosting the 9th annual Fast Friends Greyhound Adoption Mutt Derby. Right here on the Sun Coast, dog owners gathering to see just how fast their pet really is, competing against other local canines.
We came last year. It's just a good cause. It's, you know, it helps out the greyhounds, and just the energy of the people here. It's just a lot of fun. It's good to get the dogs out and see the track and see what it's like as far as the real race. Whether they go straight or not, I don't know. Someone will go into the lake, someone will stop and sniff each other, someone will sprint to the end, but it'll be fun.
Spectators were asked to bring canned goods for All Faiths Food Bank, and all proceeds and donations went to Fast Friends Greyhound Adoption. An annual conference bringing creative minds from all over the country, even internationally, to explore a new outlook. The Florida Creativity Weekend at USF Sarasota Manatee taking place, bringing people from all backgrounds in the arts, business, and technological fields together, all looking to participate in workshops on creative thinking and problem solving.
I came down specifically for Florida Creativity Weekend this weekend. It's an event that I enjoy coming to, and just really reinvigorates me every year and fulfills my creative juices that I need to get me going throughout the rest of the year.
In its 14th year, many participants say they enjoy coming for the people who inspire them to be their most creative selves. Still to come here on ABC 7, 4 people killed in an Alabama plane crash that took off from a Florida airport. And a new competitor in the space travel industry making its way to the Space Coast with promises of a jump in tourism.
The human spirit's capacity to defy the odds, to push the envelope, is boundless.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular received a J.D. Power Award for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-297-5313. Go to consumercellular.com or visit a Target or Sears store today.
An important message for Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you receiving all the benefits available to you? Now's the time to find the coverage that's right for you at the right price. The way to do that is to explore your options. You can spend hours doing that yourself, or you can call Health Markets and let us do the legwork for you. Let us find you the right plan at the right price and see if you qualify to lower your prescription costs. Put our free service to work for you at no charge.
Call 1-800-738-1923.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-962-4112. That's 1-800-962-4112. Call now, 1-800-962-4112. For a free brochure, call 1-800-962-4112.
The human spirit's capacity to defy the odds, to push the envelope, is boundless.
President Trump's administration continuing to regroup after a failure to repeal Obamacare and replace it with a Republican health reform bill. President Trump leading the charge in a personal investigation of where they went wrong. ABC's David Wright reports from the Capitol.
Today, President Trump blasted conservative factions in the Republican Party for betraying the effort to repeal and replace Obamacare, tweeting, "Democrats are smiling in D.C. that the Freedom Caucus, with the help of Club for Growth and Heritage, have saved Planned Parenthood and Ocare." The chair of the House Freedom Caucus responded on ABC's This Week.
No one has been more self-critiquing than me. I still believe that there is a good chance, if moderates and conservatives can come together, that we repeal and replace Obamacare, bring premiums down, cover more people.
The head of Heritage had no apology, insisting the Republican plan would not have lowered premiums. President Trump, he said, "I agree with you. We can now get a better bill." But the Democratic leader in the Senate says health reform is dead, at least for now.
The American people hated Trump Care. The more they learned about it, the more they didn't like.
Chuck Schumer offered to work with Republicans to reform health care under certain conditions.
We have ideas, they have ideas to try to improve Obamacare. We never said it was perfect. We always said we'd work with them to improve it. We just said repeal was off the table.
House Speaker Paul Ryan is also under fire for the failure of health care reform. But today, White House Chief of Staff Reince Priebus defended the speaker.
The president doesn't blame Paul Ryan. In fact, he thought Paul Ryan worked really hard.
David Wright, ABC News, Washington.
4 people killed in Alabama after a plane traveling from Florida to Tennessee crashed down. Authorities say the plane carrying what appears to be a family of 4 placed a mayday call around 2:30 p.m. on Saturday. The victims have been identified as a 14-year-old female, a 16-year-old male, a 45-year-old male, and a 43-year-old female. Their names have not yet been released, but officials say the plane was traveling from Kissimmee, Florida to Jackson, Tennessee.
Spun around one good time and then took a nosedive down. The wing came down over us, and then the wind carried it over into the field.
From the area where the wings have been located in various different parts of our territory here, from that area to where the fuselage was located is approximately a mile to a half mile to a mile, scattered in various areas.
Preliminary reports suggest the plane came apart in the sky while flying at a lower altitude, but the FAA is currently investigating the cause of that crash. A new competitor is preparing to join Central Florida's space travel industry. The Arizona startup company Vector announcing its plans Saturday to launch rockets from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. Guests at the Kennedy Space Station will be able to check out a model of one of those rockets beginning on Tuesday at the visitor complex.
We're going to build a lot of them and launch a lot of them. Typically, most rocket companies are building and flying 5 to 10 a year. We're going to be building and flying hundreds a year. We think that this can become a big tourism attraction, and the visitor center at Kennedy Space Center is very interested in this side of it too.
The company says its launches will cost $1.5 million each compared to a SpaceX launch, which typically costs $60 to $90 million. Vector has planned suborbital tests in early April in California and in other states, but by 2018, the Space Coast expects to see some launches. Space travel is back.
Oh my goodness.
Exciting. And you can see those launches pretty clearly from this part of the state. You know, the red flare goes up.
Easy to go back and forth for people and not being cost prohibitive.
Soon we'll be just traveling to space like we go to California.
We'll be wearing shorts to go to the moon. How about that? Well, we had a gorgeous day today. This is how it started off this afternoon, with hardly a cloud in the sky. And so it remained that way just about all day long. And then we started to get a few more clouds during the afternoon hours. But what we are seeing right now is partly cloudy skies at this point, and temperatures are still very mild across the region. We did get up to a high of 83 degrees today. 61 was the overnight low. Normally we're at 78 and 59 degrees, and we've had records set back on the state back in 1956 of 41 degrees. And in 2007, it was 88. And so right now, around the state of Florida, we've got temperatures mostly in the 70s and 80s. And across our region, we're seeing much cooler temperatures at the beaches. And then you move away, and we're starting to see temperatures that are mostly in the 80s. These were the daytime highs that I'm looking at. Right now, we're looking at readings in the low 70s at the beaches. And still, we're seeing some 80s over the central part of the state. But we still have this dry air that's moving on in the upper levels of the atmosphere. That's preventing any rain showers from forming. But we also have a cold front that's situated back around Texas, and that funnel system is moving closer to us, and it is going to be providing some rain showers and possibly some severe weather that could develop over parts of Oklahoma and Texas over the next couple of days. But it really won't be providing us with a great deal of rain. So what we're going to be seeing are a couple of showers down here along the southwestern coastline, and we've had a couple of showers over the central part of the state. Very, very light rains that have been moving slowly. They've just been appearing lately, and we probably will not be seeing rain in our forecast for the next couple of days. So what we do have is most of this wet weather moving off towards the northeast. We've got these showers right here across the western part of the country. But what is so interesting is that for this time of the year, to have a tropical system developing, and this is Invest 90. It was made official about 2 hours ago, and it is moving away from the state of Florida. That's the good news. But embedded in the center of this low pressure area that's forming, we do have gale force winds right now. The only good news with all of this is that it is moving away from the state of Florida, but we are getting strong winds that are coming off of it, and it's helping to get these showers that are out here in the Atlantic moving onshore. So some of these breezes are going to be picking up over the east coast of Florida, and you can see we'll just get a couple of showers, but remember, that system is moving away from the state of Florida. So here we've got high pressure still dominating our weather, and we've got that low pressure system, Invest 90, moving away. You can see that it's doing that, and that's going to continue to take place over the next couple of days. In the meantime, this is what we can expect over the next couple of days. No rain. no rain. Saturday, we may get a 20% chance. Adam?
Now, sports.
The University of Florida, one of just 8 teams playing basketball right now, hoping to be one of the last 4 with a win against their SEC rival South Carolina today. Frank Martin looking to take the Gamecocks to the Final Four for the first time in school history. And Florida could make their first appearance since 2014. First half tied at 26. Kevon Allen hits the 3, and the Gators hitting 7 threes as a team to end the first half. Second half, South Carolina's Dwayne Notice on the fast break. Chance to take the lead, the follow by Mike Kotsar. And it was 12 points for Kotsar in this game. 2 minutes left. Gators down 2. Turnover going the other way. Sindarius Thornwell finding Kotsar. And again, the freshman nails a huge shot towards the end of the game. And again, the Gamecocks are giant killers. Duke, Baylor, now Florida. And they're on their way to a Final Four. The Gators season is over. They lose 77-70. Spring training action today. The Rays taking on the Yankees up in Tampa. Matt Andriese getting the start for the Rays, able to work a strikeout early in this game, but an otherwise rough day for Andriese. 7 hits, 6 runs through 4.1 innings for the Rays starting pitcher. In the 3rd inning, Brad Miller able to send a single through the infield, scores 2 runs, including Kevin Kiermaier. The Rays go up 2-1 in the 3rd, but the Yankees would answer with 3 runs of their own at the bottom of the inning. And then in the 4th, Aaron Hicks tagging Andriese for a 2-run homer, puts the Yankees up 3, 7-4, your final in this game. And some more spring training action here on the Sun Coast. The Orioles on the road against the Blue Jays, able to pick up a win in that one. And also the Pirates playing the Phillies today. That game, the Pirates, I believe, that score is not updated. So we'll have that here in the later show. Up in Tampa, rather, a USF football player is now in stable condition after he was shot during an apparent road rage incident. 26-year-old Giovanni Jimenez told Tampa police that Hassan Childs pointed a gun at him, his wife, and his child in an off-campus apartment complex. Jimenez then shot the defensive back in self-defense. The redshirt senior sustaining gunshot wounds to his arms and torso. But again, he is in stable condition, and we will have more on that story in the later show. More to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
But is it? It's really just the beginning, right? Have you written a book and want it published but don't know where to start? You're not alone. Page Publishing cuts through the confusion that most new authors face, like copyright protection, barcodes, printing, and digital uploading. We will get your book into bookstores now. We guide you through the publishing maze and help you distribute and sell your work in hard copy and ebook formats. That's right, we will digitize and place your book for sale on Amazon, Apple iBooks, and Google, offering it to millions. Don't waste another minute. Most publishers won't even look at new author submissions, but we're different. We review your book and provide you feedback in about a week. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, our team gets you into bookstores fast.
Call for your free author submission kit at 800-425-5308.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who has taken Xarelto or Pradaxa. If you or a loved one took the blood thinner medication Xarelto or Pradaxa and was then hospitalized for internal bleeding, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to serious, even fatal internal bleeding. If you suffered a stroke, heart attack, or serious internal bleeding, or if a loved one died after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call us now. Our network of attorneys have years of experience fighting the big pharmaceutical companies and is ready to fight for you. Potential claims are being reviewed for users of Xarelto or Pradaxa who have suffered severe bleeding or hemorrhaging, stroke, or even death. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You won't pay a thing unless your case is settled. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone.
Please call 800-928-6604. That is 800-928-6604.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Adam Sandler has agreed to do 4 more movies for Netflix. Those films are in addition to the 2 films Sandler agreed to do in a 2014 deal. Sandler's Happy Madison Productions will produce each one of those films. His first 2 movies were for the service were the Western spoof The Ridiculous Six and the action comedy The Do-Over. Sandler's next film, Sandy Wexler, is set to debut on Netflix on April 14th. And speaking of Adam Sandler, a very Happy Gilmore moment down in Charlotte County. Dan McNamara was playing golf with a friend on Saturday at Long Marsh Golf Course when on the 3rd hole his partner hit his ball right next to a sunbathing alligator, and unfazed, that gator checks out the ball and then just eats it. Yeah, why not?
Crushed it.
Yeah, don't go for that one. I think you just got to let that one stay in the pond. All right.
I don't think it just landed there. I think it hit his head and then bounced off of him, and that's when he went after it.
That's what you get. That's what you get for messing with the gator. You lose your ball. All right, and you're lucky that's all you lost in that situation.
Isn't that great?
My God.
My.
The human spirit's capacity to defy the odds, to push the envelope, is boundless.